Going into the outdoor nationals here, had a lot of people calling, wanting to do interviews, wanting to talk about the prep, what's going on, the mindset. Just got done with Supercross, going into the outdoors, first full season. And I was like, actually, why don't we just do it ourselves? And we'll talk about it. And
who are you talking to?
Talking to the camera, dude.
You're like this.
No, I was just thinking, because I'm thinking about like how many people always like are hitting us up or hitting Haiden up, DMs and social media, whatever, trying to do interviews. And I respect that. I respect the moto community, everyone trying to, make their living. But I feel like at this point, the athletes now have their own media. It's called social media, and everyone has their own channels. So it's a fight for the content, right? That's kind of the game. And now the athletes control their own content. Where back in the day, where I had to wait for like that ESPN interview to come around, the X Games to come around once a year, or that whatever magazine interview that would come around, and we'd jump on it because it's your chance to get some media. But in return, they have the final say, right? They get to print whatever they want, twist it however they want, and kind of crazy now. The facts of media is controlled by the athletes. So I always will support the athletes first, and I think going direct to the athlete for the information is the best way. But there's some athletes that don't share it, right? There's a lot of athletes that just don't post very much. Or I feel like we're ahead of the game. I feel like we're kind of before the time of YouTube in this motocross, supercross industry. I feel like that's everyone's starting to kind of jump on that bandwagon now, which is cool. It's good for the sport. But I feel like, we've been doing it since, I don't know, man. We've been doing YouTube since, how old were you? I think when the first YouTube videos, 10. So, that was at least 3 years ago, So.
It was like 50 back then.
I know.
It's like 50 right now.
So yeah, anyway, we're thinking about going into outdoors here. Supercross obviously went good, Were you really expecting to do that good in Supercross?
No.
What was the biggest surprise in Supercross for the season, do you feel? Like, what was kind of, you weren't like, wasn't really expecting that?
I don't know. There's too many things. Probably, I don't know. I was like, it's hard for me to say I wasn't expecting to get on the podium, but again, that was one of my goals, is to get on the podium. So I was kind of like, I was gonna expect that. Like, that's like out of myself. So
yeah.
But the first round, I think getting in the top 5, definitely, I didn't expect that, knowing how many fast guys there is, but did it. So I think that's kind of what shocked me the most. But besides that, I already had it as a goal to get on the podium by the end of the season. So, I did it.
Yeah. I guess, I guess just asking that question, biggest surprise. For some reason, I just pictured, maybe just because you went in as a B rider, kind of, right? You were a B rider, then you went to A for a very short bit, right? And then
Just mini O's,
literally one race that you could have rode B, because the year before at mini O's, you're on a super mini, right?
Yeah.
So you could have easily rode B like most riders do. There's still riders that race with you on super minis that are riding B right now,
Well, it's a little over a year and a half ago I was still on a super mini. Because I was on Star like a year ago, and then before getting on Star, I was on a super mini like 2 months before that.
Yeah.
Remember, I was on my stock KTM for like 2 months. That's it.
Yeah.
If that.
After
the race,
you got a stock KTM 250.
Not this recent Loretta, but the Loretta's before. So it's like about a year and like 6 to 8 months. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, that year before, right after the super mini win, you got a 250F KTM and went back to North Carolina, whatever, rode, and then we ended up buying the full compound in North Carolina, bunch of land, built, knocked down all the trees and built tracks, motocross, supercross, tons of time and energy and money put into that. And I thought we were going to live in North Carolina And then the Star deal came about like 6 months after we fully committed to North Carolina. And we were like, oh man. For me as a parent, I just felt like, okay, what do you do? Where do you put your kid for the best possible chance to be a champion and have success? And I felt like it's really is Star, not just because the bikes are the fastest, but the team aspect fits us. You know, I think we visited all the facilities and went and checked them all out, but Star just kind of fit our style the most, I think. I like to do where racing comes first. Whatever it takes to win the race, you do it. And that's Star's vibe, I think. It wasn't like, oh, you know, our facility's really nice, don't tear up the grass, or don't, you know, make sure you are really nice and clean and neat and tidy and don't mess this up or don't mess that up. It was kind of like, hey dude, show up, ready to ride, ready to train hard, and whatever it takes to win, we're gonna do that. And we don't care, everything else comes second. And I was like, okay. And they're super family strength. I think they're a good family-based team. I think Bobby and Loretta have that family foundation in them, that they really stand for that. So I think that was another strong point for us making that decision. But man, what a tough decision. Right after we just bought this huge like land compound to build a facility at in North Carolina, and pack up, move to Tallahassee. And man, that was a big sacrifice, big decision. But overall, for me, I would say the biggest surprise, that's why I was asked that question, going pro was a big if. Like, what do we do? I don't know if it's the right decision. It could be too early. The worst thing that could have possibly happened if you turn pro, I feel, because a lot, everyone was like, oh, it's too early, he's not ready. But we saw, the only people that truly know if he was ready were the dudes during the week at Star that watch him ride. That's really the only dudes who really know. Like, people can say whatever they want. They can have their opinions, which people have a lot of opinions. But the people that watch you ride during the week, they know. They know if you're ready or not. And that's like Duff saying, I knew the dude, he was running right the times with the top guys, and I knew he was ready. I knew he was ready to compete at that level. And anyway, I just felt like for some reason, a kid that raced B just went to A and jumped in Supercross a year early was going to run somewhere around 8th to 10th. Like, I just, for some reason, but then you look at those guys that run 8th to 10th, and I really thought you'd kind of be battling with those dudes the first few rounds because it's so new. It's all new. It's a high level.
Bro, I know how to race.
No, I know you know how to. Not saying they don't know how to race, but I just.
You've seen me train with the guys. There's no reason why you should have thought I was going to be.
But I didn't. For some reason, I just thought you'd be battling with the Honda guys that are on the whatever team, and I don't know. I just for some reason, but it took a round or two to go. Okay, there's definitely another level he's at. So, and it was exciting, man. Like, to get 4th place on that first race, I was like, damn, dude, this is like coming quick. So. But going back to saying the worst thing that could possibly happen is you go out
and do what I did at Ironman.
Yeah.
Just weed it.
yeah, exactly. Go out, and I wouldn't say riding it over your head. Ironman, you just try to hit a jump that was...
And I had no rear brake the whole moto.
You had no rear brake. You tried to hit a funky jump on the wrong side, kind of didn't have a pop or a lip where you hit it, and it was doable. It wasn't that it's not doable.
Yeah, you just have to have...
You just didn't hit it in the right spot probably, or whatever. And you didn't need to do it. It was for 10th or 11th.
I was in 7th.
Were you?
Yes,
no, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You weren't in 7th.
Yes, I was.
You're in 10th, getting passed for 11th.
Yeah, getting passed.
I swear.
Jalik was behind me. I was not getting passed, bro. I was not getting passed.
No, I'm sorry. What I meant was you were in 10th.
He was 5 bikes back.
But he was coming because you were...
Yeah, because every hill I go down, I'm rolling down and dragging my front brake.
Yeah, because you have a brake, but you didn't want to get passed, so you're trying to do some other stuff and ended up biting you. But whatever. The worst thing that could have happened was you went out in Supercross and just weed yourself.
I almost did. I almost landed on the back of Jeremy Martin over the tunnel. Before the finish, bro.
You did.
Well, dude, he goes over the tunnel creeping over. I'm like, bro, here we go. He creeps over it. He clears it, but he just hits it so, no scrub at all, just a... and I scrub it, and I go over his tire. My front tire goes over his whole bike and misses his back barely.
Yeah, I thought you tapped him. Like, I felt like your front wheel had bounced off his back or his fender.
No.
But right there, I was like, and it almost crashed in the whoops. But that was really it. That first Supercross at Houston was like the perfect track for you. It was open, fast.
Yeah, it's like what I like to ride.
Just like the farm, good long ruts in the bowls, and it played out perfect. The whoops were gnarly too, and you actually went. I think you went through those whoops faster than most of the season. Your first race, for some reason, you were like.
Yeah, because it's just how they were. They were good. They weren't like all like sketchy.
Yeah. Why? What was the worst thing that happened all season in Supercross?
I don't know.
What do you think was the worst scenario?
Probably my front flip at Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fine.
You got lucky on that one, man. Like because you landed on the wood on your back.
I landed on a little pile of dirt next to the wood.
Yeah. Swapped out over the bars, and he was pretty good at rolling out of crashes and rolled, and luckily got his head tucked in and landed right on your back on that wood. And that was close. The good thing is though, you always get up quick, get going. My thing is, if you're a kid that races, if you crash and you're not hurt, get the F up, dude, and get going. That's it. End of story. And if you are, it is what it is. If you're hurt, you're hurt, okay? Then that's the reason you stay down or get help, this, that. But if you're not hurt, dude, you're racing. Get up. It's part of racing. Look at the MXGPs, dude. Those dudes crash like
A lot.
And they keep going. It's just part of the race. They get up quick and keep going. You can crash and still win races. It's not over. So anyway, so that was probably the worst scenario. There were some cool moments, I think, during the season what do you think, I guess, before we moved outdoors, what do you think was the one thing you learned by racing Supercross? Because, everyone wanted you, a lot of sponsors wanted you just to do the futures.
Yeah.
So what do you think you learned by doing those 8-9 rounds in the pro class?
That you have to get good starts if you want to win a champ. Like if you're, unless you're like, Jet, even he's like leagues faster than everyone in this class.
Yeah.
So he still can come from the back and go to the front. But if you're just like a little bit faster than the guys, you want to win a championship, you're gonna have to get the whole shot.
Yeah.
Top 3, top 5 starts is fine too, but whole shot to make it easy for you is the whole shot.
Right.
Starts are the most important thing.
So Supercross went good, obviously. For me, I feel like just making it through Supercross with getting all the laps, you never had to do a LCQ, which is pretty good, dude.
Never got worse than a 4th in a heat.
I don't think you ever did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Not even close to not qualifying.
Oh, you gotta get all the way to 9th.
Yeah. Which means
I never had a bad start in a heat race.
Yeah.
I think my worst start in a heat was not bad at all.
Yeah, so, Supercross obviously went really well. Completed all the laps, got a ton of experience, got to race all the tracks, got to see all the tracks on the East Coast. And it was good. I feel like it was important to race this year and get to race with like the Lawrence brothers and, before they move out of the class, just because I feel like they're going to be the top level. When you go to 450, those are going to be the level, right? So I think it's good just to see that level and get to be on the track with guys that are able to run at that pace and that comfortably. There's a lot to learn from that. And at the end of the day, those are guys you're going to want to beat, right? So it's not just like, oh, wow, these guys are so great, I'm just, look up to them or this, that. It's more of just a studying process, right? Because the goal is to be the best, right? So to be the best, you got to beat the best, and you have to break them down and see what they're doing and understand how they are basically being able to be dominant and figure that out and then go up another level, right? So anyway, the point is Supercross went good. Got all the laps, got through it safe. Nothing really too crazy happening. And then we got a good mud race in. Mm-hmm. What was that? Wherever, New York or wherever it was, Jersey.
It was New York, I think.
That was
Or New
gnarly.
Jersey? New Jersey.
Like Carmichael or whatever they said on the broadcast, they're like, never in my whatever many years of racing did we have to do a race like that, and a race that muddy in Supercross. But so going into outdoors, what first full season last year you got to do 2 rounds. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say you were fully ready last year to race those rounds, but what was the point of racing the rounds last year?
Just to, I don't know. I mean, now that I've done Supercross, I already know all of it, like all the riders and stuff, but just to get out there with them too. I don't really know the exact reason, but I know it was just to go out there, race your first national, get some motos down, so you're more, it's not as stressful this year.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the first time you lined up on the gate was Ironman, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, Ironman, and then obviously you're probably pretty nervous the first, like, kind of lining up, going, okay, here we go. But the good thing was, it wasn't in your mind. You weren't really expected to like it was a learning process, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it could have gone much worse though.
No.
Dude, it was pretty bad, dude.
Yeah.
But so going into this season, you've had a long time since the last outdoor there. Now you've developed. What is your strategy going into this? This is your first full season of outdoors.
Yeah, just the same thing as Supercross, except last year I was a lot smaller, a lot lighter, and I was a lot slower compared to all the guys I ride with now. Like last year, I would never be able to do a moto and hang with those guys. They'd honestly got me by 20 seconds by the end of the moto sometimes. So now it's like you can battle with those guys in the motos, and some days you're faster, some days you're the same. But now you're just more up to speed a little bit. But last year I did get 1 top 10, so obviously you don't want to be 10th. That's not where you want to be, especially knowing now coming out Supercross and getting a podium, 3 of them. You're gonna want to you're gonna want to be on the podium. That's kind of where you're gonna want to be. But podium, there's so many fast guys now that they combine it, and it's outdoors, it's longer motos and stuff, so you really got to grit it out. But first nationals, see how it is, but just try and stay strong through the whole season and healthy and consistent. I don't know where I'm gonna. I know myself where I kind of want to end up at the first moto, but I don't want to put a stamp on it, and if I don't do it, then you guys just clown me. So I'm gonna. I know in my head what I want to do, but so basically just stay consistent this season and where I want to be in my positions and my goals.
Yeah, so the good thing is you got to race all the guys already in Supercross, So you I feel like, you're going to line up with the same dudes.
Yeah, it's the same.
And in your head, you're probably like, okay, this in Supercross, I beat you, I battled with you, kind of hoping that's the same.
No, I think that's how it'll be. I don't think you'll transfer over. Especially right now, it's not like I'm off or anything. I'm going good, so if everything just goes well and I'm solid at Fox, it'll be good.
Who do you think who's the guys to beat, you think?
I think Shimoda, Hunter, and Justin. There's so many. There's 50. I think there's 14 factory dudes.
Is there?
There's a lot, but the guys from last year or the years before that were good would be probably that were top guys were Cooper, Hunter, and Shimoda. Martin's back. He's good. Mm-hmm. It depends. It's honestly the first race. You're probably gonna just want to have a good start, and then if you get a good start, you're out front. And you're going fast, you lead the race. You don't want to start from the back. So the goal just to get a good start.
Yeah, that's cool. So it goes Paula, then Hangtown. Hangtown will be good. Those tracks you got to ride too as a kid. You grew up racing those tracks. Obviously, they're going to be a lot different during the national. Yeah. It's just real deep, a lot rougher.
And Colorado.
And then Colorado, which you've never been to. So
I was in Colorado there. We never raced the track, but we were just in Colorado.
Never been to that track, but either way, it's exciting, man. We'll see. Head off to Paula here and let it rip, dude. Got press day on Thursday. Try to get Hudson on the track on Friday for amateur day. Let him have some fun. And then Saturday, it's game on, man. The outdoors. It's gonna be good. Yeah, I think the lights class is gonna be better than the 450 class, dude. I just do.
There's no one in the 450 class.
Yeah, you have what,
I mean, there's
5.
I mean, you're just
guys.
missing a lot of guys. There's still a lot of good guys. There's still people in it. You're just missing a lot of guys too.
Yeah, for sure. I think the lights class is going to be the most exciting one to watch. And I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to win. I think, I don't know. Like I said, I don't get to go watch the other people's, I don't get to watch the other people practice, but as far as what I see during the week, I think Cooper's going to come out swinging. I think he's going to be solid. I think, he'll be tough to beat. And I think, like I said, it's good because Haiden gets to train, or you get to train with them every day, so it's good. And I think, I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be a battle for sure. And there's like 5 to 10 dudes who could actually win a moto or win
Yeah.
I don't know about an overall, but I'd say a moto, right?
There's like 4 guys that can win an overall.
Yeah.
Shimoda can, Hunter can, Justin can.
Mm-hmm. You have Hampshire
can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys.
There's a lot. It's deep. Yeah.
You just want to get a good start, and you don't have to worry about anyone else behind you.
Yeah. 450, I think you're just gonna have.
It's just be a Sexton and Lawrence show.
With Sexton and Lawrence, and depending on how Dylan feels.
Dylan, I forgot Dylan's back. I mean, you got Dylan, Webb, Plessinger, Cincerello, and then
Anderson.
Yeah. Is he back? Yeah.
I don't know
if he's back. I don't know. But I mean, there's like solid dudes. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a good. It's gonna be a good weekend, man. Back to Cali. I haven't been to Cali in a while. Going back to Cali, dude. See you there.